American English is funny. We do funny things. We have funny habits. One of those things that is funny is we really love initialisms and acronyms. Those are the things that are a new word spelled out of a phrase. And we take the first letter of each word in the phrase and turn it into a new word, like laser or scuba, things like that. This is popular partially because of military supremacy in our country. And when I say supremacy, I mean this is the thing that we devote most of our resources to. We devote the most of our money, the most of our interest to our military. And the military is contributing this back to our language. We all use acronyms in various ways. And the media uses them when it's referring to military or government. And a couple of the really common ones that we hear in the last, 25 years have had the suffix otus, O-T-U-S. That stands for of the United States. And this is seen in POTUS, which is the President of the United States, FLOTUS, which is First Lady of the United States, and my favorite, and the one we're going to focus on today, SCOTUS, Supreme Court of the United States. I think SCOTUS is hilarious. I think it's funny because, first of all, it reminds me of a word referring to a part of the male anatomy, which, because I'm 12 years old permanently, I think is hilarious. You might know what it is. If not, I'm not going to mention it. But it's also funny in the less ha-ha way and the more way. SCOTUS. What is it? Supreme Court of the United States? Yes. SCOTUS is also a title. SCOTUS was the title of one of the greatest philosophers of the late Middle Ages, John Duns. They called him Duns Scotus. Scotus because he was from Scotland. And that is the, Latin honorific for it. So he is one of the greatest philosophers of this era. So great was he that he was up there with like Thomas Aquinas and the theologian philosophers. Really, really influential stuff, which I won't get into here. I will just talk about what became of him. Duns Scotus was really relevant for like a couple of hundred years. So like long after he died, people were still using his stuff to debate the world and the natural world and religion and all these things. But, as is often the case with any great thinker, he started to become less relevant. His observations and his school of thought were stale. And by about the 16th century, followers of Scotus, John Duns, were kind of regarded as being backwards and regarded as being regressive and conservative. These were sometimes called the Dunce men, Duns men, John Duns men, later shortened to dunce. So when someone was called a dunce, they were being called a backwards kind of anti-intellectual. Now, let's think about this scheme of why I'm talking about this at all. SCOTUS equals dunce. A dunce is a conservative backwards person. SCOTUS equals conservative backwards entity. That's why I think it's funny. But yeah, what are you going to do with that information? Nothing. Are you going to sound pretentious if you mention it to someone? Probably. That's the risk I take every day when I talk to anyone. I just think it's funny. Language is funny like that. It evolves and it changes and is used in different ways. And sometimes you get these interesting interconnects between them. And that's it for today.